Everyone talks about money. Everyone chases success. But almost no one respects the one thing that decides everything. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose people and meet new ones. But if you lose time, it's gone forever. This is the story of a man who ignored time when he had it and begged for it when it was already too late. Listen till the end, because this story may change how you live starting today. Daniel Carter was not lazy. At least, that's what he told himself every morning. He'd wake up, check his phone, and scroll for a few minutes. That always turned into an hour. Then, he'd say the same sentence he had been saying for years. I'll start tomorrow. Daniel was 27, living in a small apartment in Ohio with big dreams. He wanted success, freedom, and respect. He watched motivational videos, read quotes, and even talked about his goals. But talking always felt so much easier than doing. Every day was a repeat. Wake up late. Rush to a job he didn't love. Come home tired. Waste hours online. Sleep. And every single night, before drifting off, guilt would whisper, "You wasted another day." But Daniel would silence it with a comforting lie. "It's okay. I still have time." His father, Robert Carter, used to say something Daniel never liked to hear. "Time doesn't tea. Wait for people who delay their lives." Robert was a watch repairman for over 40 years. Daniel never understood his father's deep respect for time. "Dad, relax." "Nothing is working out for me," he complained. Robert didn't offer advice right away. "Do you know why people bring me broken watches?" "Because time matters to them," Robert said softly. Years went by. The job he didn't love now felt like a prison. The guilt at night was no longer a whisper, it was a scream. Right next to the broken pocket watch from all those years ago, it read, "My dear son, this watch is for you." Don't waste your now. I love you. Daniel held the letter, his body shaking with regret. All the wasted days, the missed opportunities, the tomorrows that never came flooded his mind. He looked at his reflection in the watch's glass. He was no longer a young man with a future full of possibilities. He was a man haunted by his past. That day, Daniel didn't say, "I'll start tomorrow." He picked up his father's tools and, with trembling hands, he began to fix the broken watch. He wasn't just fixing gears and springs. He was trying to fix himself. We all have a clock, and it's ticking. Don't wait for a tragedy to realize its value. Don't let someday become never. Your life is happening right now. The business you want to start, the skill you want to learn, the person you want to commit, all starts today. Don't be the person who begs for more time when it's too late. Be the person who uses the time they have, starting now. Life changed in an instant. One morning, Daniel got a cold that froze his entire world. His father had collapsed at work. By the time Daniel sped to the hospital, it was already too late. The man who seemed to understand time better than anyone had just run out of his own. At the funeral, Daniel stood there silently, clutching the same broken pocket watch his father had shown him years ago. But this time tucked inside was a small, folded note he'd never seen before. He carefully opened it. The note read, "Son, one day you will wish for more time. Today is that day, for someone else. Don't wait until it becomes yours." That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. The familiar comfort of tomorrow was gone, replaced by a deep uncertainty. For the first time, time felt expensive. Weeks turned into a month. Daniel tried to slip back into his old routine, but something was fundamentally different. Mindlessly scrolling through his phone felt empty. The excuses he used to make felt heavy. He started noticing the things he'd always ignored. His parents, aging, opportunities quietly passing by, friends moving forward with their lives while he felt stuck. One evening, out of curiosity, Daniel did a quick calculation. How many hours do I actually waste every single day? The number that stared back at him was shocking. He realized, with a sinking feeling, that he had wasted entire years without even noticing. Not because he was lazy, but because he operated under the assumption that his time was unlimited, and that belief, he now knew, is the most dangerous lie we tell ourselves. Right then and there, Daniel made a decision. It wasn't loud or dramatic. It was a quiet, serious promise to himself. He stopped waiting for motivation to strike. He started treating his time with respect. He began waking up earlier, not perfectly every day, but consistently. He reduced distractions, not completely, but with intention. He started working on himself. Some days were boring. Time doesn't wait for people who delay their lives. Years passed. Daniel didn't become famous overnight. His life started moving. For so long, he had treated time like an infinite resource, something to spend carelessly. But after a quiet conversation with his aging father, everything changed. He started with just 5 minutes. 5 minutes of reading. 5 minutes of exercise. 5 minutes of planning his day. Those small habits started to compound. 5 minutes of reading turned into chapters, then into books. 5 minutes of exercise turned into miles. Those small, consistent actions started building not just skills, but a deep, unshakable confidence. The discipline he was forcing upon himself slowly transformed into a new kind of freedom from procrastination, from regret, from the feeling of being stuck. Helping people who felt just as lost as he once did. When clients asked for his secret, His formula for success. He always said the same thing, with a knowing smile. I stopped treating time like it was free. One afternoon, Daniel reopened his father's old, dusty workshop. The scent of sawdust and old memories filled the air. On the wall where his father's tools once hung, he placed a simple, hand-painted sign. It read, "Time is not money. Time is life." It was a story about time. It was a story about how real, lasting success isn't built in grand, dramatic moments. It's built in the minutes you choose not to waste. It's built in the small, disciplined choices you make when no one is watching. The real question isn't, will you succeed? The question is, what are you doing with today? What are you doing with this very minute? Don't wait for the heavy weight of regret to teach you the lesson of discipline. Start now. Now, if this story touched your heart, subscribe to our channel for more stories that don't just motivate, they wake you up. Thank you for listening.